How you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? Today? My name is Atasho Maloney, you know, and I'm trying to see where I can go, you know. It seems like everybody's all around me in the big city, the way the city is structured. Yeah, I mean, at times I just go out and I feel like people love me, you know, and then they don't. What's that about? I mean, what? Do I look black or something? I don't know. I'm saying, well, blacks are starting to get a good shape, you know. We're in Barack Obama is not black, I guess. Well, I'll leave that one alone. So, what would you like to hear? What would you like to talk? How to go home without being in trouble by your parents, huh? Yeah, I was there, man. You got to get off on your own, man. You know. Yeah, I'll be sure to sing a song, you know, and some others, you know. You gotta get off on your own, girl. You better get off on your own. All alone, get off on your own. Man, I ain't even know what that song said after I was with her. Yeah, it was a love song, you know what I mean? We was trying to get together. You know, things may not be funny. You know, Richard Pryor said came out one time. Well, I heard this on one of his records. Hope I'm funny when he came out. You know what I mean? It's like the crowd was going to get him out, but everybody's talking about Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was the comedian. I dug him. You know what I mean? He started getting old though and going, you know what I mean, disabled and stuff, you know what I mean? Now everybody's trying to do him, you know what I mean? But Richard Pryor was a millionaire, you know what I mean? He ain't making like money like we do at times or was at times, you know what I mean? Just sort of like getting a few bit of money, you know what I mean? That's probably why we don't get that much money is because we all trying to do Richard Pryor. Now Eddie Murphy's a different story though. Well, I don't be checking. I'm not all into people's bank accounts. You know what I mean? I let people do what they wanted to do when they got to know me. You know what I'm saying? So I could be rich one day. You know what I mean? Not broke. Not poor. Trying to keep my dome together. You know what I mean? D-Jam was making me do what I had to do. You know what I mean? What's up, Russ? How you doing? Russ card, baby. I got $4 and some cents on that Russ card, baby. You know what I mean? I mostly did it though. Yeah. Oh, my fault. I thought that D-Jam was Kid Capri. You know, you got the D-Jam, you got the D-Jam Hassan, you got the Rolling Dice Records, you know what I mean? Mr. Boss Man, you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to be like. Now I'm here. Well, I don't know what to say, you know what I mean? This is just a little bit of preview to my act, you know what I mean? I came out here to see what I was doing. I don't know, man. Like, I might have fleas or something. You know what I mean? The girls were saying that, you know what I mean? I wasn't no lion or something like that. Or my zodiac sign rap wasn't really good or something like that. So I was just chilling, you know. I was trying to do what I wanted. I was growing up, you know, and I was young, you know what I mean? People was looking at me like I was some type of full-fledged man, I guess, where they had some type of vision. But that's what I'm saying, you know. I'll try to do a little bit more while we're here, you know what I'm saying? Well, comedy, let me see. It's spelled Comedy. Yeah, phew. You know what I mean? I passed that class. I may have buttoned up my shirt, you know what I mean? I'm looking at myself a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm that man with that Adam's apple. Oh, CJ gonna chop me. I better watch out in the hallway, bro. I tell you very much, you know. Never share lockers with people, you know what I'm saying? Especially in high school, you know what I mean? You put your sandwich in the locker, be coming up all funky, you know what I mean? Like all watered down and stuff like. You know what I mean? You might leave it in there too long or something, start mold and stuff, you know what I mean? Bums might come up to you, you know what I mean? Can I get some food? You know what I'm saying? I hope you study for me. You know what I mean? Man, you trying to run? So, yeah. I don't know. Bums was something we created. It's not real, y'all. You know what I mean? As you can see. You know what I mean? I don't know. No matter how good you look or try to look, you know what I mean? People always trying to call you a bum or something like that. Or at least me. So I don't sweat it. You know what I mean? I might be thinking I'm looking good a little bit today, but you know what I mean? It's just me and you right now. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I'm getting good pleasure out of this right now, you know what I mean? I don't like being sluggish, you know what I mean? Like being a slave or something like that, you know, like Barack Obama, we hope, you know what I mean, will take us, you know, to a point where that's not gonna happen, you know, there's gonna be no more, you know, I'm not to be back in the day, but, you know, it seemed like I saw slavery, you know what I mean, not too long ago. You know what I mean? And I didn't get compensated for the bit. You know what I mean? But, what else can I talk about? Well, things take time, y'all. You know what I mean? Be patient. You know what I mean? You can't just, you know what I mean, go, where's my money? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it right now. You know what I mean? I mean, some people are rich. Things happen in minutes. You know what I mean? I like that idea. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Federal Reserve Bank is like that. You know what I mean? You work. You know what I'm saying? Can I put it in me pockets? Gotta get away. You know what I'm saying? Ah, yeah. Oh man, I'm making beats. You know what I mean? I'm too old. 1877. You know what I mean? Luckily, you know what I mean, I got white in me. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. They said the whites were once enslaved or something like that. You know, my act is real weird because I've been hearing a lot of like stuff that is meaningless, you know what I mean? And I try not to take that in. My mom says I gotta let the, you know, thinking go. My father says that too, you know what I mean? But they raised me around y'all, you know what I mean? I don't plan to do that for my kids, but, you know, it's a state of mind, you know what I mean? It's the state of mind I'm in. Well, you know, that concludes my act, You know what I mean? You can look at it as a little bit of an audition, or you know what I mean? Maybe you can fine tune it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I might be able to do some editing if I figure out how to use this YouTube or something like that. You know what I mean? But my name is Atasho Abdul Maloney. You know what I mean? We got a great show. You know what I mean? We got a lot of up and coming artists, you know, doing different things on YouTube. You know, we got some real brilliant acts, real good acts, you know. You know, we got some things from the past, present, and future, you know. So we hope you tune in, you know what I mean? We hope you know what I mean, like it. You know, it's a sliding scale right now from free to whatever you want to pay, you know what I mean? I'm here, you know what I mean? I'm available. I like to see money, you know what I mean? There's times when I have money when I don't spend it, but it's good to have, you know what I mean? So thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'ma send it back to YouTube. Smile, say cheese. Got that trophy, I like that.